Good morning guys and welcome to the Hollywood Hills. If you've been following me on Instagram or here on YouTube, then you probably already know that I moved here 4 years ago from England. And in that time, I've had the opportunity to explore LA, both as a tourist and as a local. And so, in today's episode, what I want to do is go for a drive around and show you guys the top 5 things that I recommend doing if you ever get to spend some time here in LA. So, what better way to start than the Hollywood sign? Now, I would forgive you if you thought that the Hollywood sign was all glitz and glamour, but the reality is, it kind of isn't. You've got these roped off lots here. There are 2 main ones that the tourists view the sign from. This one is probably the best vantage point because of this. As you can see, a pretty solid view of the sign. The next one is actually down here, and you can't really see it because of these trees, but we'll go a little walk down there. But there are these 2 different points where you can see the famous Hollywood sign. Now, anytime you get to see it, I've been here for 4 years, it's always exciting, especially for somebody like me who grew up seeing this in movies and on TV. And now all across the city, you'll drive down some streets and you get a glimpse of the iconic Hollywood sign. And up here in the hills, it is beautiful. This actually is a vineyard up here, and there doesn't look like there's anything much growing on it right now, but it is a fun spot. So my first tip is definitely to come check out the Hollywood sign. But I have a little bit of insider knowledge. Don't come to this place. I'll take you somewhere where you get a much better view. So the second spot that you can see the Hollywood sign from is actually quite picturesque. It's a little park, so there's some greenery, but as you can see, it gets pretty busy down here, and there is the sign itself. So like I say, I have a little sneaky tip that gets you much closer to the Hollywood sign and away from all of the tourists. So yeah, like I say, super touristy. You should definitely come here though and get a picture. Just say that you've done it. This tree is in the way, so don't stand here to get the picture. You should probably stand somewhere in this area where there's no grass, because clearly that's where everybody goes. That is hilarious. There is 0 grass left here because that is the spot for the picture. Also, while you're up here, you might get a sight of a super cute little pup like this. It's a good spot. But yeah, great view of the Hollywood sign from here and up at that top lot. But let's go to my little secret spot. And just so you guys know, there will be a link in the description, and that's gonna have a little pin dropped for every point during this video that I talk about, so that you can come back later and use it as a reference for when you come and visit the great city of Los Angeles. So my next little spot is actually only 2 seconds away, and nobody really seems to know about it. I think more locals go there because it is the start of a hiking trail, but the trail takes you all the way underneath the Hollywood sign. And I think personally that's a much better place to get your picture taken, where there's nobody there and you can just chill out and enjoy the Hollywood sign rather than being around all the shaven apes back there. So there's a lot of scary signs, but this is a legitimate hiking trail. You are allowed on here. You just got to keep your dogs on a leash, and you're not allowed to ride any motorbikes or scooters or anything like that. That is where we just came from. You see this street here with all the cars on it? That's where all the tourists go. I actually found this by accident before I moved to LA, so I just came out for the summer. I was doing some photo shoots and I was looking for locations with, you can't see it yet, the Hollywood sign in the background, and so I was just flying around on Google Maps, and I saw this little trail that comes from this road up here, and I was like, surely it can't be that simple, because as you'll see, this goes around the corner and then you get the most glorious view of the Hollywood sign. And so we came here, I bought a model up here, we shot. We came in the middle of summer and it was about 1,000 degrees. Right now it's a lovely like 72, something like that, so it's perfect. And as you can see, we have an unobstructed view of the Hollywood sign from here. Plus, we can walk a little bit further around and get right underneath it. So here we go. This is what I would describe as being the best vantage point for the Hollywood sign, where there is absolutely nobody around and you can spend as much time as you like soaking up the sign, getting some pictures, and just enjoying yourself, because why wouldn't you? You're in Hollywood. Chances are it's probably sunny as well when you're here. But there are some trails actually that go behind the Hollywood sign. I've never hiked them, but you are allowed to walk behind it, and you can get these beautiful views of downtown. I can't show you right now because we've got a tree here, but yeah, beautiful views of downtown. Apparently if you go at sunset, it's absolutely glorious. So yeah, that is tip number 1, spot number 1, whatever you want to call it, the Hollywood sign. So a little bit of history on the Hollywood sign. People think that it was put there because of the movies. It actually wasn't. I don't know the guy's name, but it was actually put there by a real estate developer who was trying to make the area more profitable. And so to add a bit of je ne sais quoi, or make it a little bit more special, he whacked this hoofing great big sign up to say what the name was. So that's how the Hollywood sign came to be. It wasn't because of the movies or anything. They just wanted to sell more houses. And I know it should go without saying, guys, but as Smokey Bear says, make sure that you don't smoke up here. It does get very dry in the summer, and obviously California suffers very badly from wildfires. So if you are going to come up here, make sure you take your rubbish with you. There's bins here, there's no excuse to litter. And also don't smoke or you know, light any fires, because they are very prone to going up, and we don't want that. So leave it even nicer than it was when you got here. And stop number 2, the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of this place, but I feel like if you're in LA and you want to do the most kind of iconic things, you have to come and at least take a quick look at the Walk of Fame. Literally everywhere you go, there are the stars, and so just take a look around, walk up and down the strip, or head over the other side and you'll see some of the guys there, because there are crazy people dressed up. It's just a pretty exciting place to be, but don't spend too long here. This right here is the Dolby Theatre, as you can tell by the fact that it says Dolby Theatre. And that is where a lot of the Hollywood premieres go on. So when a new movie comes out, when you see all the celebrities on the red carpet, that is typically where they're doing it. Can you guys see Iron Man up here? That's the kind of thing you see here. It's just wild. You'll see superheroes, you'll see there's Oscars over there, there's all kinds of stuff. Everybody's trying to hand you something or get you to take a picture with them and pay them money. It's just, it is a real barrage on the senses, but it's definitely worth coming to see. But like I say, don't spend too much time here, because there is plenty of other things to do around LA. So this is Madame Tussauds, and there's some freebies out front that you can see without having to pay to go in. Look at this, it's Zac Efron. Yeah. Oh, he's got hairy pits. Like I said, there's just all kinds of stuff here. Apparently, this is Vin Diesel. He's been standing really still for a long time, so I'm not sure it's really Vin Diesel, but there he is. And then this right here is the Chinese Theatre. This is a pretty iconic spot here on Hollywood Boulevard, as you can see, by all of the tourists. And one of the fun things that you can do here is you can come over to these concrete blocks, and you can see how big your hands and feet are compared to celebrities. So a little known fact, Darth Vader actually had pretty tiny feet. Darth Vader. Look at it. Dude had super small feet. I don't know why everyone was so scared of him. Oh, and if you guys get hungry, I hear they have a couple of good things over there. Is just an absolute madhouse out here. This is where a lot of the sightseeing tours go from as well. So basically, yeah, if you want to do probably the most touristy thing in all of LA, come here, come check this out. There are just people everywhere dressed up as superheroes and all kinds of stuff. So for like $5 to take a picture with them. It's how a lot of these guys make their living. A lot of them actually are like aspiring artists and actors, and they come out here and they make a few bucks, because when it's busy, I mean, you know, you get through 20 people taking a picture with you at $5 a time, and there's dinner paid for. So I think it is actually quite a good little job for them. It's definitely crazy, it's definitely crowded, it's kind of dirty and gross. I'm not a huge fan, but you have to come here and check it out if you're in LA, just to say that you've done it. This is a life-size scale model of the tallest man in the world. What? Like, he has like a totally different climate up there. Nice to meet you, Robert. There are also a ton of souvenir shops, so if you need to buy some stuff for your friends back home, then you have a wide selection of the same thing right here. But anyway, that is all of the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So we will go from here, and we're now going to head to my next spot, which will be spot number 3. Oh, perfect. Looks like I'm getting a parking ticket. Don't know why, because you're allowed to park there, but I'm guessing probably no front plate, maybe? Yet another reason why I don't like Hollywood. $25 not displaying a front license plate. I know it's my fault, I can't complain, and you know, it's only 25 bucks. But guys, if you're from California, you should definitely have a front license plate. Mine unfortunately got knocked off in a freak accident where I got knocked off, so that's why I don't have one. But you guys should definitely have one. I do not condone not having a front license plate, even though it does look fucking sick. Now it's very different to the place we were just at, but stop number 3 is here on Rodeo Drive, because you can't come to LA, you can't come to Beverly Hills without checking out Rodeo Drive. And this behind me used to be the Louis Vuitton pop-up. All of the windows were all brightly colored. It was pretty nuts. Talking of nuts. And basically, yeah, that was the Louis pop-up. Huge amount of real estate on on Rodeo Drive here in Beverly Hills. And yeah, they just had it as like a free art installation. But yeah, so we are on probably the most famous shopping street in the world. I don't really like shopping that much, but I do love Rodeo Drive. It's very clean, it's very nice. There's some beautiful shops on here, obviously. And yeah, we'll just look at it. It's just a very nice place to spend a couple of hours. People watching, there's always fun cars driving up and down here. So you get to check out some of the exotics and yeah, just have a little browse in all the windows. I don't think I've ever bought anything from Rodeo before. Caray over there though is somewhere I would like to go. So maybe we'll go and see what they've got in the window in a minute. But yeah, just fun installations, good place to hang out. And you never know who you might see in Beverly Hills. Goodness gracious me, look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. These sapphires, the blue on the sapphires is just so pretty, especially combined with these very sparkly diamonds. Man, Harry Winston, well done. And of course, no trip to Rodeo Drive would be complete without a visit to the man, Peter Marco. Let's go see what he's got. All right, what do you think he's more happy about? All the women's hands on him or the rings on their fingers? I'm gonna say the rings. These things are just wild. I gotta admit, I'm not normally a huge fan of the like fully iced out watches, but these AP offshores with all of the diamonds look so sick. Like, look at this one right here. That one. That is badass. And this one as well. Well, I mean, any of them. Who am I kidding? I would take any of these APs. They are just stunning. Okay, let's go in and see what he's got. Here he is.
Hey!
Hello, mate. How's it going?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. How's things?
Real good.
Good.
It's what you make of it, man. You got to keep it going.
Of course. Well, I was just in the area, so I'm doing a video for these guys, which is, let me take these off, which is, what are they?
Isn't that cool?
Sorry, I feel like a magpie when I come in here.
Look over
That's
there.
awesome. Oh man. Yeah, I remember seeing the skulls before.
Yeah, I think I sold 4 horses already, you know, like, they've done beautifully.
Look at the grill on it. They light up?
Yeah, they light up, the grill, the eyes. Yeah, it's cool stuff.
You've always got such cool stuff. But yeah, I was just saying that I'm doing a 5-stop tour around LA. Best things to do. Number 3 is Rodeo Drive, and I was just saying that you can't come to Rodeo Drive without coming to see what you've got.
Thank you so much.
So not to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
But could you pull out something special to show these guys?
Sure.
So literally anytime I come in here, obviously we film here all the time on the Producer Michael channel. A lot of you guys will already know Peter from that. If you don't, head over to the Producer Michael channel, link is in the description. And we've got, God, I don't know how many videos with this man. In fact, one of our very first videos was a $4 million diamond bracelet. And that was one of our first videos to go viral on the Producer Michael channel. So yeah, Peter is a staple character on that show.
Okay.
What have you got? Let me see.
Thank you for the opportunity. So this is
oh my,
a 30 carat
goodness
D VVS1 emerald cut. It's just a rock. That is it's like an ice skating ring.
Oh my,
and I know you said one, but this is so rare and special.
Wow.
This is
That's a pink, right?
10 carat pink. And look at the mounting and the way it's, look at the pink and the life. So I had to show that.
That is
okay.
gorgeous.
I'm sorry, I told you 2.
No,
I could show you 100.
I know you could. I know.
But
how much?
$6 million.
Did you hear that? 6 million?
And that's Adam's price.
6 million?
Yeah, it's a great spot.
Wow, and what about the other one?
Yeah.
What's this one?
This one would be...
Adam price. Oh, he's really got to think. I don't know if that's good or bad.
7.5.
7.5.
And that would be a good price.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So
yeah.
6 million, 7.5 million. Just so I know what I need to save up for. That's all.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Mate,
I'll do payment terms with you.
Perfect.
Payment plan.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I see you take Bitcoin, so.
Take Bitcoin. Yeah. Yeah.
Great. I've got some Ripple or whatever the other one is.
We'll find a way to take it.
I lost my ass on Ethereum. I invested in Ethereum and it was like, phew, and then I sold my motorcycle, put the money from my motorcycle into it. 2 days later,
There was your motorcycle.
yeah. So I now have like a $400 Ducati. Yeah.
But what goes up must come down. What goes down must come up.
Let's hope.
So yeah,
Let's
it'll
hope.
be good.
Anyway, mate.
Thank you for
look,
the opportunity.
No,
Adam.
thank you.
Good
It's
to
always
see
good
you.
to
I
see
wish
you.
you the best always.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, guys. So like I said, if you come to Beverly Hills, come to Rodeo Drive and come have a look. You can't always get in because I know you have very high-end clients and stuff, but definitely check out what's in the windows because
Thank you.
Yeah, the windows are insane.
Thank you.
Cool. All right,
Okay,
mate. See you
take
soon.
care. Good luck.
All right, let's keep going. It's always so good to see Peter. He's such a legend. And so over the street from Peter's is my favorite shop in all the world, the Louis Vuitton store. We're not allowed to film in there, obviously, but we can definitely have a look from the outside and see what they've got. They had a badass Christmas tree this year with all the neon, but it looks like they've changed the installation again. So now we're doing flowers and meadow lounging, and then a huge beach ball. In fact, I don't know if you can see it behind me, but does that remind you of anything? Maserati? Does that remind you of anything? Obviously, Virgil Abloh, who is now the creative director for Louis Vuitton, used to be the creative director for Supreme, and that is Supreme Colors. Now, I am almost certain that we're going to see some type of exotic, or at least luxury vehicle here on Rodeo Drive. There's usually a ton kicking around. People like to come here to be seen, and it is definitely a fun place to go car spotting. So spend a bit of time here, walk around, check out the shops, check out everything that's going on, because there is a lot to see on Rodeo, and it is beautiful. And surprisingly, it's not, now when I say not that expensive, I don't mean the shops like Dior, for example. Obviously that's expensive. I mean like getting a coffee, going out for dinner. There's some places around here that are really reasonable, and so definitely come check it out and you know, spend some time here. Look at this truck. That isn't typical for Rodeo. What's that? Old Porsche. Yeah, this truck is definitely not what you usually see in Rodeo. Well, looky, it's Caray. And I just got an email about this watch, and they have one in the window. Whoa, that is a bit of me, isn't it? Apparently it's some like Carbolite or something that they use. It's beautiful. I don't know if any of you guys have ever played GTA 5, but in Grand Theft Auto, this is here. I mean, obviously a lot of it is based on LA, and it's all kind of bunched up together. But this parking garage you will definitely recognize, because I guarantee you at some point you've got the fastest car possible and you've tried to jump it like I did. And while you're here, I also highly suggest checking out some of the streets. If you've got a rental car especially, go for a little drive around. Some of the homes are beautiful around here. And you've got these crazy palm lined streets, and then if you get up into the hills, that's where the really crazy houses start. So yeah, if you have a rental car, spend a half a day, drive around, get lost, enjoy yourselves. It's definitely not a bad place to do that. So yeah, Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, definitely a good place to come and visit. Like I said, go and check out Peter's place, go and check out all of the designer spots, get some food. There's some awesome places around, and it is just a beautiful place to be. That's why all of the rich people live here. Stop number 4 is the world famous Venice Beach. I used to live here actually. I was here for about 18 months, so I know a lot about this area. My apartment was 2 blocks that way. We'll go by and I'll actually show you where I used to live. But yeah, let's take a look at Venice, which is probably one of the most iconic beaches in the world, and for a good reason. So a little insider tip, this place right here, Townhouse, it's a spot on a Wednesday night. They have comedy and burlesque, and it is so much fun. So you should definitely check that out if you're in the area. 9 o'clock comedy starts, burlesque starts at 11. I went to way too many of those shows and drank way too many whiskey sours, which are the bomb from that place. But anyway, this is Venice Beach. It's very touristy. They've got all of this stuff. But what's crazy about it is when I lived here, and I lived right on the beach, is that I would come down at 6 in the morning and it was a ghost town, and it was so nice to just walk around without all of the craziness that takes place during the day. And yeah, at night, I mean, it's pretty popping all the time here. But I did enjoy Venice. It got a little bit much. I think it's the type of place that you either move here and stay, or you move here, you have a bit of fun, and then you move out. I did the latter, and I moved down to the South Bay, which is a lot more slow paced, a lot more chilled. But yeah, this is Venice Beach. So the chap you can see behind me playing guitar, this is Caray, and he is an icon here in Venice. Rumor has it that he actually comes from a royal family somewhere, and he left it all and decided that he just wanted to hang out and play guitar. He's normally on roller skates, so I don't know what's happened to those, but yeah, normally he's skating around. Talking of skating, let's go and check out Venice Skate Park, which, if you're my age, then you've probably played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and if you've played that, then you have definitely skated Venice Skate Park because it was in the game, and this is it right here. These guys put on this show and they do backflips over people and all kinds of stuff. In the summer when this place is packed, they shut down the boardwalk and they actually had to give them like a spot to perform because otherwise the crowd is just absolutely massive. But there is always so much going on here in Venice, and I absolutely love it. Like I said, I lived here for 18 months, that was enough. But it's always fun to come back and check it out. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I am at my most happiest? I'm at my most happiest? Whatever it is. I'm stoked when I'm at the beach. And when it looks like this, it ain't so bad. So yeah, you've got Venice Skate Park right here, and then the boardwalk which runs all the way down, and then there's kind of like a bit of a spot where there's nothing, and then you get down to Santa Monica. You can probably just make it out down there, and actually after this we are going to be heading that way, but you should definitely check out Santa Monica Pier 2. I'm not sure I'm going to have enough time today. I didn't expect this video to take this long, but I've been having a great time, and so I want to make sure that I get to spot 5 before the sun goes down. But yeah, this is Venice Skate Park. And this is the Pacific Ocean, and I used to try to surf right there. My apartment, we'll go by it in a second, was over there, and I would come out every morning with my big foam board that you could float a walrus on, and I would go out there and I would get my ass handed to me morning after morning after morning. Never learned how to do it properly, but hey, at least I got out in the water, and you know, carrying the board to the water, I looked like I knew what I was doing. But once I was in there, it was a whole other story. So I think I'm going to stick to the free diving. But yeah, this view does not get old. It is absolutely stunning out here. So to give you a bit of history on Venice, it used to be pretty dangerous here back in like the early 90s. There was a lot of gang activity out here, and it wasn't really that much of a safe place to be. But now you've got people like Snapchat moving in and actually gentrifying the place to the extent where even the locals can't afford to live here anymore, which is sad because this place was built on local businesses. You know, the local vibe is very strong, and the fact that people are now having to, you know, leave their places, leave their homes because they can't afford it anymore because the rent is so crazy is definitely sad. And so unfortunately for Snapchat, they are not liked in these areas. But the good thing about the money coming into the area is it's now much safer. You can come hang out here as a tourist, you don't have to worry. I wouldn't say you should come on the boardwalk late at night, but definitely, you know, during the day and into the evening, you're absolutely fine. And you never know what you're gonna see. It's a good spot for just people watching. Again, sit on a bench, take it all in. There are some crazies out here. You see people walking around with pythons on their necks. You see people walking around in like string mankinis, all kinds of stuff. I've seen it all, I swear to God, out here in Venice. But yeah, it's definitely a fun little spot. And if you want somewhere nice to go for drinks and watch the sunset, Hotel Irwin right here, that is a spot up on the roof. They do really nice cocktails there, and yeah, you get a fabulous view of all of the coastline here. But let's take a walk down. I'm not sure what we'll see, but we'll just take a little stroll down towards where I used to live and yeah, show you what Venice Beach is all about. I think these are some of the best eating beach chickens in all of the world, because there is always somebody dropping food from one of these spots along here. You got empanadas, you got tacos, you got poke, you got everything. Acai. These guys eat well, that's for sure. You guys might recognize this. This is the world famous Muscle Beach, made famous by Arnold Schwarzenegger. There in fact is a huge mural of him on the other side of this building, and basically it's just like a big outdoor gym, and then right here you've got the stage where they do like some of the Mr. Olympias and bodybuilding, weightlifting shows and events. It's just a cool space. But you come out here and people are working out, and there's these two dudes that work for Muscle Beach that are usually here. If you YouTube like Muscle Beach guy picks up girl, he's like about 8 foot tall and probably 300 pounds of pure muscle, and he stands here and he basically picks up girls all day for photographs. He's like jacked, super good looking dude, so I'm not jealous at all. But yeah, that's what they do here. So this is kind of like, if you want to be seen, you come work out here. And obviously bright orange, they want to be seen. So that right behind me is the beach, and this sand wall that they have right here isn't usually there. They put it there in the winter in case there's storms and it stops the waves from coming in and taking out the buildings. I've never seen waves big enough to actually get to it, so people normally just sledge down it, and it's pretty fun. But that's why that's there. Otherwise, you can see the ocean from here. And when I used to live in Venice, this was my building just here. So that's where I used to live. In fact, I can show you my exact apartment, but if you just kind of look closely, they cut down this tree right here, and if you look really carefully, I could see the beach from my apartment, and that meant that it was an ocean view apartment, and that meant that they charged more money than if it wasn't. But yeah, this was my building right here, and this apartment here was mine. That's where I used to live. So yeah, about as close to being on the beach as you can get without being on the beach. I did enjoy living here, it was a good time, but the landlord's a bit of a dick. So I moved and got a much nicer place down in the South Bay, which isn't as close to the beach, but it's a 2-bedroom house. This is a 1-bedroom apartment, so a little bit of an upgrade. Oh my God, this van is so badass. Look at this side pipe, look at how chunky the rear tires are. He's got a parking ticket. That thing is so cool. Oh my God, I want one so bad. I was talking about building like an off-grid camper van and making it inconspicuous. I've changed my mind. I want the McLivin van. I want something that looks like that. Wow, that thing's so badass.
Without my love for the ocean, I would be long gone by now. It's some kind of devotion that brings me down.
And so 5th and final stop on our whistle stop tour of Los Angeles is Malibu. Here we are at Malibu Pier, and I wanted to save this till last. And I'm sure you can understand why. I remember the very first time that I rode down PCH and saw Malibu. It was the probably about this time of day in the summer, and the sun was setting, and I was just like, yes, I've made it. This is the reason why I moved to Southern California. This is exactly how I imagined it, and it's just stunning out here. And I'm sure you guys will agree that this was definitely the right choice to save till last. There are tons of other things to do in Malibu, not just come here to the pier. You can go up and drive in the canyons. You know what happened with that one time I went up there. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's beaches further north as well. You can really do a lot here, but this is the place that I wanted to bring you. Check out this sunset. Like I said, this has been a very quick tour of LA. I only had a day to do it, and I did as much as I could. We started off at the Hollywood sign, then we went to the Walk of Fame, then Rodeo, then Venice, and finally here in Malibu. So we got a lot done. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun for me going back to all these spots. Some of them I haven't been for a little while. So yeah, it was definitely exciting to be able to take you guys with me, and I hope you enjoyed some of them and you can see why I like living here in LA. But like I said, check out the blog post that will be linked in the description. I'll have more information about every single spot in there because I didn't get a chance to show you everything because there is just so much to talk about. But yeah, until next time guys, if you haven't subscribed, please do. I would love to see you again. If you haven't given this video a thumbs up, do that as well because apparently YouTube likes it and makes the videos do well. So hit the thumbs up button, and until next time, don't do anything I wouldn't do. See ya.
I guess my love is for the ocean.